Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we are from the group 1. We will discuss about the impacts of the climate change. Our group have 5 members. So my name is Usamah Ahmad Ismail, and then my friends are Abdur Razzak, Noor, Firdaws, Barkath, Binti, Arunachalam, Lakshmanan, Adeleke Biliaminu, and Abubakar Lawal. Okay, so climate change is a very common topic to be discussed about. And from what we got in from the UN website, the United Nations website, uh, climate change refers to uh, the long-term shifts in temperature and weather patterns. So these changes could be naturally by the climate, and there is no big deal about that. The problem is when the human affect and make the change becomes faster. And in the reality, uh, the humans and the living creatures like plants and animals, so we all rely on this climate. We really rely on this climate because we live in this world, in this earth. So it could be really dangerous if we live in the world the worst and unpredictable weather.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abubakar Lawal. In this slide, background of studies. In recent years, human activities like the combustion of fossil fuel have released enough carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere to trap additional heat, influence the climate. This progressively lead to an increase in sea levels, a shift in the distribution of rainfall, and the melting of glaciers, which have led to global warming. Impact of climate change. Social and environmental health, natural disasters, dangerous disease. Thank you.
Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum. I am Noor Firdaws. So for the social and environmental health, the first thing that this is clear and consistent epidemic affects almost every area of life, especially the social and environmental determinants of health. It impacts in four major ways: directly through heat, sunlight, extreme weather, and pollution, through the spread of the disease, through disruption of our food and water supply, and through disruption of our emotional well-being. And also in high atmospheric temperatures are closely related and linked to fatalities from cardiovascular and respiratory disorders, especially in the elderly. So we have to understand that social and environmental health are closely related and linked. So we have to really be concerned on this issue and on this matter. So moving on to the next slide. So extreme weather conditions also increase ozone and other air pollution levels, which make many disorders worse. Extreme heat also raises aeroallergen levels, which leads to asthma, which affects over 300 million individuals worldwide. There is a need for check and balance on the global climate, because it is anticipated that the continuous change in climate would intensify this burden. So we have to really take care of ourselves in extreme weathers and in extreme heat, because this can really mess up with your health. So I will pass on to the next presenter.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Okay, so I'm going to talk about natural disasters. So, since the 1917th century, the frequency of weather-related natural disasters documented on a global scale has more than tripled, and over 60,000 people perish annually as a result of these catastrophes, the bulk of which take place in developing nations like Nigeria, Sri Lanka, Kenya, and so on. And people may be compelled to relocate if sea levels rise, because more than half of the world's population lives less than 70 kilometers from the ocean. And the danger of a variety of health consequences, including mental problems and infectious disease, is increased by incidents like this. So the availability of fresh water is anticipated to be impacted by increasingly unpredictable rainfall patterns. A case study of Malaysia. And lack of access to clean water can affect hygiene and raise the risk of cholera, which kills over 500,000 children under the age of 5 every year and can cause diarrhea. And the rate of recurrences of floods is also on the increase, and the frequency and intensity of extreme precipitations is also not left out. This has been visible in the Malaysia suburb with the latest some months back. And floods contaminate freshwater supplies definitely and increase the risk of water.
Okay, so the next impact is the dangerous diseases. The medicine students uses the short form heat wave to mention the diseases caused by the climate change. So the diseases are the heat illness, exacerbation of lung and heart diseases, asthma worsening, traumatic injuries, especially during the extreme weather events. The next one is water and foodborne illness, allergies worsening, vector-borne diseases spreading like Zika, dengue, Lyme, and then the last one is emotional stresses increasing. So this climate change already affects the poor and the vulnerable people. They are called as the canary in the coal mine. This is due to their conditions that easy to be affected by this climate change. Okay, what happened today happened to other people's first. So don't we think that this is just a matter of time and the effect will come to us either? Right. So therefore, we need to take a proper action, and we need to do some changes to our lifestyle so that we can decrease the risk of climate change.
My name is Adeleke Biliaminu. In conclusion, with all what my colleagues have been saying on the impact of climate change, the impacts of climate change could be really dangerous for human beings and the environment at large. Therefore, we as human beings, we need to be aware of the danger and the risk by doing action that could prevent the climate change to become worse. On behalf of my colleagues, I say thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.